Ever wondered what goes into making those intensely blue, fiery Takis? From humble corn kernels to the explosive crunch you can't resist, the journey of Blue Heat Takis is far more complex than you might think. Each roll gets its signature shape through precise machinery and a blend of bold seasonings engineered for maximum heat and color. It's a perfect mix of science, spice, and serious crunch. So grab a bag and let's step inside the factory to uncover how these bright blue chips have become a global snack sensation. Takis didn't start as the snack aisle dominator they are today. Back in 1999, a Mexican company called Barcel created these rolled tortilla chips as a regional snack. Fast forward to the 2010s, and suddenly American teenagers were filming themselves eating entire bags, tears streaming down their faces from the spice, all for the sake of going viral. Blue Heat Takis took this phenomenon and cranked it up a notch. While the original Fuego variety built the brand's reputation for intense heat, Blue Heat said, "Hold my beer," and went full neon. It's fascinating how a simple corn chip became the centerpiece of countless challenge videos and late-night convenience store runs. And what's really wild is that at its core, this entire empire is built on one of humanity's oldest ingredients, corn. The same grain that fed ancient civilizations is now being transformed into something that looks like it could belong in a sci-fi movie. The journey from humble kernel to electric blue fire stick involves more science and precision than you'd ever imagine. The journey begins in cornfields across Mexico and the American Southwest, where specific varieties of white and yellow dent corn are grown exclusively for snack production. These aren't your typical sweet corn varieties. They're bred for their starch content and ability to hold up under intense processing. Quality control starts at the farm level. The corn needs to have the exact moisture content when harvested. Too dry and it won't process properly. Too wet and it spoils during storage. Each truckload gets tested for protein levels, starch content, and the absence of mycotoxins that could make people sick. This corn undergoes a process called Nixtamalization, an ancient technique the Aztecs perfected over 1,000 years ago. The kernels get cooked in an alkaline solution, usually lime water, which does something remarkable to the corn's structure. This alkaline treatment breaks down the corn's hull, making it easier to remove, while also changing the protein structure and releasing bound nutrients. The process creates that distinctive flavor and aroma you associate with authentic tortilla chips, plus it makes the corn more nutritious and easier to digest. After nixtamalization, the corn gets washed repeatedly to remove the loosened hulls and excess lime. What's left are plump, tender kernels that have transformed from hard, inedible seeds into something that can be ground into smooth masa. The grinding happens in massive stone mills that crush the treated corn into a fine, smooth dough. These mills have to maintain exactly the right temperature. Too hot, and the masa develops off flavors. Too cool, and it doesn't achieve the proper consistency. The resulting masa has a distinctive smell and texture that's completely different from regular corn flour. Next comes the engineering marvel that creates Takis' signature shape. The masa gets fed into specialized extruders that work under incredible pressure. We're talking about forces that could easily crush a car. The dough gets pushed through custom-designed dies that not only shape it into tubes, but also create those distinctive ridges and curves. The real magic happens at the exit point of the extruder. As the pressurized masa hits the open air, it instantly expands and sets into that familiar rolled shape. Rotating knives slice the continuous stream into individual pieces at precisely timed intervals. Miss the timing by even a fraction of a second, and you get irregular shapes that won't fry evenly. The raw Takis then take a trip through industrial fryers, filled with oil heated to exactly 350 degrees Fahrenheit. The temperature control here is critical. Even a 10-degree variation can mean the difference between perfect crunch and soggy disappointment. The chips tumble through the oil for exactly 90 seconds, long enough to drive out moisture and create that satisfying snap, but not so long that they become overly greasy. If you're already imagining that perfect crunch sound, hit that like button so we know you're as fascinated by this process as we are. As they emerge from the fryer, the chips are still pale and relatively flavorless, just crispy corn tubes awaiting for their transformation. They move immediately into the seasoning area while they're still hot, because heat helps the flavoring stick better. This is where the Blue Heat magic happens. The chips tumble into massive rotating drums that look like industrial washing machines. First, they get a light misting of oil to create a tacky surface for the seasoning to grab onto. Then comes the moment everyone's been waiting for, the blue powder. The seasoning application happens in carefully controlled stages. The drums rotate at a specific speed while measured amounts of the Blue Heat blend get sprinkled in. Too fast and the chips break from the tumbling action. Too slow and the seasoning doesn't distribute evenly, leaving some chips barely coated while others get overloaded. The seasoning gets applied in multiple passes through the rotating drums. Each pass adds another layer of flavor and ensures even coverage on every single chip. So what exactly is in that electric blue powder that makes Blue Heat so addictive? While the exact formula is a closely guarded secret, we can break down the key components that create that distinctive flavor profile. The heat comes from a carefully orchestrated blend of chili peppers, likely a combination of cayenne for immediate burn, paprika for depth, and possibly some habanero or jalapeno powder for complexity. But here's what's really clever. The heat isn't just about intensity, it's about timing. Some compounds hit your taste buds immediately, others build slowly, and some create that lingering burn that keeps you reaching for more. The tanginess comes from citric acid and possibly some lime powder, which brightens the overall flavor and cuts through the richness of the fried corn. There's also likely some garlic and onion powder in there, adding savory depth that makes the snack more complex than just hot corn chip. But let's talk about that blue color, because it's not just for show. The vibrant blue comes from artificial food coloring, specifically Blue No. 1, or Brilliant Blue FCF. Getting this color right is actually trickier than you might think. Food coloring can shift to green or purple, depending on the pH of the other ingredients. So the entire seasoning blend has to be chemically balanced to maintain that electric blue intensity. Did you know that the color actually affects how we perceive the flavor? Studies show that unusual colors can make foods taste more intense or different than they actually are. That blue coating isn't just making the chips TikTok-worthy. It's actually enhancing the perception of heat and flavor intensity. The science of why Blue Heat is so addictive goes deeper than just heat and color. The combination of salt, fat from the frying process, and capsaicin from the peppers triggers multiple pleasure centers in your brain simultaneously. Add in the satisfying crunch and the slight endorphin rush from the heat, and you've got a snack that's literally engineered to be irresistible. Every batch goes through what can only be described as professional chip tasting. Quality control workers actually eat Takis all day, checking for the right level of heat, proper blue color intensity, and that perfect crunch. They also run tests for salt content, moisture levels, and oil absorption. There's even a machine that measures the exact crunch sound to ensure consistency. Rejected chips don't go to waste, though. They get ground up and recycled into animal feed or compost. The finished Takis get sorted and funneled into those familiar foil bags through high-speed packaging machines. The bags are filled with nitrogen gas to prevent staleness and keep the chips from getting crushed during shipping. Each bag gets sealed, date-coded, and inspected one final time before being boxed and shipped out to stores worldwide. The whole process from corn kernel to sealed bag takes less than 6 hours, but every single step has to be perfect to create that addictive combination of crunch, heat, and that unmistakable blue coating. The future of Takis and snack innovation is pretty exciting when you think about it. We're seeing more extreme flavors, unusual colors, and even limited edition varieties that create their own buzz cycles. The success of Blue Heat proved that consumers are willing to embrace snacks that look completely artificial, as long as they deliver on flavor and experience. So there you have it. From simple corn kernels to electric blue fire sticks, all thanks to ancient Aztec techniques and some seriously modern flavor engineering. The next time you're staring at your blue-stained fingers, you'll know exactly what kind of controlled chaos went into creating that moment of spicy, crunchy, artificially blue perfection. And now we're curious. Are you Team Blue Heat, or do you stick with the classic Fuego? Let us know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this deep dive into the beautiful madness behind your favorite spicy snack, don't forget to like and subscribe for more factory tours that reveal the secrets behind your favorite foods. Thanks for watching.